All right, so hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is gonna be a very different topic that we are gonna talk about today. Um, First, I just want to throw out there, this channel is made by a black woman for black people with black people in mind. Everything that I post on this channel is for people of color. This is our place. This is our channel. This is our safe space, whatever we want to call it. So I have no problem talking about any sorts of issues on this channel. So I'm a very small YouTuber. I just started. My first video was made a couple of weeks ago. I have a small platform here on Instagram. That's cool. Not worried about that at all. My point in saying that is you don't need to have an audience to still say and do what is right. So I'm very disappointed in some of the celebrities and influencers that we look up to that have either not said anything at all about George Floyd and the climate of America right now, or they have just released very simple statements and not really done anything to generate funds for the black community, which the black community is one of the biggest consumers in the makeup industry. So it's been very, very disheartening to look back and see that, but it's also not even close to surprising. You know, you can see it by how their Instagram pages look, how their social media pages look. No people of color anywhere to be seen. No shade ranges that are inclusive of darker skin tones and things like that. So, when it comes to these brands and these celebrities, I think that we as black people need to first acknowledge this, see that they don't care about us, and move accordingly. So what do I mean by move accordingly? Take our money from them. We do not need to be putting money into brands that honestly could give two about us, right? They don't care. So the way that you hit people hard is, especially in this capitalist economy, is putting your money where your mouth is. The Montgomery bus boycott was done for, I believe, like 300 and some 70 odd days. It was a little bit over a year. The bus industry took a major toll because black people were refusing to ride the bus. They were boycotting the bus. When we created Black Wall Street, our economy was so amazing and thriving that it threatened white Americans to the point that they burned it down. And it has yet to rebuild to this day. So I'm saying all that to say we have power in numbers when we move, and we need to seriously consider putting our money where our mouth is, and not, oh, you know, like they just put out a statement like it's okay for me to buy from Tarte or Benefit or whoever. We don't need to do that. You know, we don't need to be okay with these bare minimum statements. Donate money into our black communities, into our black influencers, into black people, into your company, so they can actually have a seat at the table and tell you what is a good move in order to not only appeal to black consumers, but also to make us feel like we are actually part of the brand and not just something that you thought of afterwards, like, oh, let me sprinkle in 2 shades for a dark-skinned girl. But this video is not about makeup. The reason why this whole series is called The Table is because there's this phrase, having a seat at the table. Solange made an album about it. We hear it all the time. Well, you know, some people may hear it all the time. A seat at the table is just, you know, having at least one, I'm going to say black person, that's able to basically infiltrate these white spaces and speak on behalf of Black people. But I'm getting to the point where I don't want a seat at the table anymore. I don't want to be the one Black voice, the token Black voice. I don't want that. I want the table. I want my people around me. There's power in numbers, and we need to amplify the Black voice. So I don't want a seat no more. That's not good enough in 2020. I want more. I want the table. So that's why this series is called The Table. I'm going to talk about Black issues, social justice issues, whatever issues I feel like talking about on this channel, because it needs to be said. And you know, in the state of America right now, I am so proud and overwhelmed at the amount of support that we have received for the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you are someone who feels like all lives matter, I want you to go ahead and, well, I say this in all disrespect, exit this video. We are not having any of that on this channel. This is Black Lives Matter. Until Black Lives Matter, then all lives will matter. I can't believe that in 2020 we are still explaining to people why we say Black Lives Matter. And people are still saying, yeah, but there is no but. There is zero buts. Like, there's nothing else. You know, so I've been very, very proud at the amount of support that I've seen for this movement, especially from people, non-people of color. It's been very, very overwhelming. I know that there are plenty of people that are doing it because it's the right thing to do and because they have it in their heart to do it. So I thank you to those allies who understand their privilege and understand that their voice sounds a lot better, honestly, to non-people of color, and are therefore able to influence them more than in a way that we could. So I appreciate you. I stand with you, and I wish you, you know, further success in everything that you're doing for saving Black lives. I participated in the George Floyd rally in Houston a couple of days ago. It was an amazing experience. It was over 60,000 people in attendance, and I was one of those 60,000. And when I say we have become so desensitized and numb to seeing Black people being brutalized and murdered, especially by the police, that when we see videos like the George Floyd murder, we don't think, you know, oh, that could be my uncle, that could be anybody. You know, most of us, our minds typically don't jump to that. But being there at that rally and hearing them talk about his life and seeing his family made that one of the most surreal moments in my 23 years of being a Black woman. I have never felt anything like that before. I'm literally getting chills thinking about it. Words can't explain how I felt at that protest. And that protest empowered me. That protest sparked something in me. It's like, there's got to be more. We have to do more. We have to keep going. Because right now we have a great momentum on social media. We have the hashtags, we have the Blackout Tuesday, we have this, we have that, we have celebrity support, we have donations, we have petitions and emails. We have to keep going. This cannot be a 2-week thing. This cannot be a 2-week thing. This cannot be something that we're all hyped up about for the month and then something else happens and we forget about it. We cannot forget these people. We can't forget George Floyd. We can't forget Breonna Taylor. We can't forget Ahmaud Arbery. We can't forget Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Sandra. We cannot forget their names. And we have to keep this momentum because unfortunately, we do have this momentum around the time that somebody passes away in the Black community. We're hype. And I'm even guilty of this myself. So this is a self-drag. But we're hype. And then, you know, something else comes along. We forget. We cannot forget this time. We have way too much support and momentum behind this to let this die. I'm asking y'all, please keep this same energy. We are on a roll. Okay, we have got that officer that killed George Floyd, we got his charges increased to 2nd-degree murder. Now we're asking for 1st-degree. We got the other 3 officers arrested that stood by and did nothing. We still are waiting for justice for Breonna Taylor. And we do have the killers for Ahmaud Arbery in custody as well. I am overwhelmed at what we are able to do when we organize and when we support and when we do not accept no or the bare minimum. So I'm asking us, keep pushing. It's okay to be an advocate and take a day off. It's okay. It is okay to be a freedom fighter, a Black Panther. It's okay to put the phone down. And we are at this point where we want to be informed about everything, because it seems like every hour something new is coming out, some new piece of information, something else happening in another part of the world. It's okay to put the phone down and take care of yourself. It's okay to laugh at a video or something on YouTube or on Instagram. It's okay. It's okay to mute those profiles. It's okay to do all of that. Because right now we're getting so much information. We're getting information overload about this because we want to stay informed. We get up, the first thing that we do is hop on our phones because we want to, keep up with everything that's going on. It's okay to unplug. Reading this type of information is not good for us. I haven't laughed in days. Today was the first day I laughed, and it was because I saw Black people laughing, like a thread. That was the first time I've laughed in days. We have to disconnect. We can still fight the good fight and know when it's time to turn on Netflix and take care of our mental. So please, we're not going to make it through if we're just constantly pushing and constantly reading this very, very harmful information. So take it sparingly and take care of yourself. I will be leaving links down below for how you can help support. I know there is a YouTuber, I unfortunately forgot her name, who has a video that she's donating all the ad revenue to Black Lives Matter. That's an amazing idea. I'm leaving that link down below. I'm also leaving down below petitions that you can sign, change.org, GoFundMes that you can donate to, and other places that you can look into to get information about this. But I'm asking us to remember how great we are, because our American history just wants to tell us that we were slaves, but no one wants to talk about when we were kings and queens. We could really, really do some things if we stand together and we do not take no. And we've been doing things and it's already scaring people, so I need us to crank it up even more. We need to keep going. There's a lot more that needs to be said and a lot more that needs to be done. And I'm with it, so I hope you are too. Understand privilege if you are a non-person of color, and how that privilege can hinder us if you are not using it for the right reasons, which is to further the Black Lives Matter movement and to keep pushing. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Never once did I think in 2020 I would be participating in a march like the great Dr. Martin Luther King or others who stood right beside him. That's an amazing feeling. So don't underestimate that you are just one person and you might not have that big of an audience, or you might not have that many followers. Your one voice matters. Your one voice makes a difference. Your one voice can reach however many people. Please don't doubt or underestimate yourself. So I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all stay alert and aware. And I'll see you next time at the intersection. Peace.